Hey guys, welcome to my channel Shree Sisters. In today's video, we'll be seeing about the types of neurons, the structural classification and the functional classification. Like based on structure and function, they are divided into different types. So that's what we are gonna see for today. So let's get into the video. And before getting into the video, I wanted to give a shout out to you guys. Like you guys. A few comments yesterday. I've seen this under my video. I really wanted to thank you guys for commenting all those, and your support really means a lot to me. They really motivate me to make more videos. Keep supporting me. Thank you so much for your support. So let's get into the video. Thank you guys for your support and keep supporting me. So let's get into the topic. So the structural classification. Structural classification means based on its structure, how it is classified. It's classified into three: multipolar, bipolar, and unipolar. Like these are the three according to the structural classification. What is multipolar? Multipolar in the sense they have one axon and two or more dendrites. So you all might already know what is axon and dendrite. So the multipolar neurons are nothing but they will have one single axon and many dendrites. They will have like many dendrite branches, like two or more dendrite branches. And the examples like the brain and spinal cords, like the neurons present in the spinal cord and brain, they are all multipolar, and they are found in the cerebral cortex. So inside the brain, in the cerebral cortex, they are found. Like all the brain and the spinal cord neurons are all multipolar. In the sense, they have one axon and two or like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or more than that dendrites. And the bipolar neurons, bipolar, bi means two. You can remember like that. Like one dendrite, one axon. Like 1 plus 1 equals to 2. So one dendrite, one axon will give us bi. My bi is nothing but 2. So these bipolar neurons, they are found in the retina of the eye, inner eyes, inner ear, olfactory membrane. They are found in that. So if you notice one thing, all the bipolar neurons are like they are related to senses, and the multipolar neurons are related to the transmission. So you could remember like the brain and the spinal cord are the central nervous system. They like help in transmission of messages, right? So the multipolar neurons help in that, and bipolar neurons are sensory organs like eye, ear, olfactory membrane, the sensory organs. It's just a trick to remember. If it doesn't help you, I'm sorry. And unipolar neurons, they have only one axon. One axon. You can relate like that and you can remember. They have only one axon. They are formed in the embryonic stage of unipolar nervous. Like they are formed in the embryonic stage, and the unipolar neurons, they are also called as pseudo unipolar neurons because like they are like in the embryonic stage of the neurons. They are bipolar, but they slowly convert into unipolar. They lose the dendrite. They lose the dendrite because of the fusion. During the development, the dendrites and the axon fuse together. Because of the fusion, they lose they become axon, and they become a single cyton and they become one. That's the thing. And they occur in the dorsal root of ganglia of spinal nerves, and this is like the example. Spinal nerves, the spinal nerves roots are made up of unipolar neurons, and pseudo unipolar neurons, they are sensory in nature. Sensory is nothing but we'll learn in the next functional classification, but I'll give you an idea. Like they convey the impulses, nothing but signals away from the central nervous system. That is only called sensory. So these unipolar neurons will convey the signals away, like from the body organ to the central nervous system. Like from the organ, for example, I want to lift my hand. From my hand to the nervous system, that is only the sensory it means. And the unipolar neurons are sensory in nature. So now we learn about the pictures. So this is the multipolar neurons. As you can see, multipolar means they have one axon. They have one axon and two or more dendrites. The dendrites are more. You could see axon is single and dendrites are more. Multipolar neutron. Bipolar, they have only like one dendrite, but that is divided into branches and one axon. Like one main branch of dendrite and one main axon. And the unipolar, they only have axon. You could see here, this is the other cells thing. The dendrites, this doesn't belong to this one doesn't belong to this one. It's divided. So here you could see there are no dendrites here. So these are unipolar. Unipolar means they have no dendrites. These are bipolar. They only have one dendrite and one axon. These are multipolar. They have more than one dendrites and one axon. They are so this is the picture recognition. Next we'll see about the functional classification. Functional classification in the sense based on the direction in which the nerve, impulse, the synapse, it's the same. Synapse and impulse are the same. And how according to which direction it is conveyed with respect to CNS, away from the central nervous system or towards the central nervous system. The CNS is nothing but central nervous system. Based on that, it's divided into a few types. So these are the types are sensory neurons. So before itself I have told sensory neurons are also known as afferent neurons. They convey from the receptor towards the central nervous system. From receptor towards the central nervous system. From my hand to the nervous system, the message is going. Then these are carried by the sensory neurons. They convey the impulse from the receptor organ to the CNS. And the motor neurons. Motor neurons are nothing but they are also called as efferent neurons. Motor neurons, they are also called as efferent neurons. They convey impulses away. Motor in the sense it will go away. For example, you can remember motorbike. From home if you are studying, we'll use it to go away only, right? So you can remember this motor are used for carrying away from the CNS to the effectors muscles and glands for doing the movement or something. And these most motor neurons will be multipolar. What is multipolar in the sense? What is multipolar? We have seen before. They have one axon and more than one plus dendrites. These are the multipolar neurons. So the motor neurons, they will also be multipolar neurons. For sure, all motor neurons will be multipolar neurons. They convey impulses away, the synapses away from the central nervous system to the effector, which is nothing but the muscles and glands. Effector is nothing but will help us to do the action, the muscles and glands. And the interneurons, the next type of interneurons are association neurons. They are located within inside the central nervous system itself, between the sensory and motor neurons. They will process the incoming sensory information from the sensory and then elicit a motor response by activating the appropriate motor neuron. Most interneurons are multipolar. So what these interneurons do or associate neurons do? They help for the association between the sensory and motor neuron. First they will receive the sensory neurons will bring them the message. You have to do this action particularly or something like that. So the interneurons, they will recognize, they will process the information what body part should I move, and they will send the respective motor neurons to motor the response, to guide the response, to make the response. They will send the motor neurons to make the appropriate, to activate the appropriate response, the appropriate motor neuron to make the appropriate response. So that is what is interneurons or associate neurons. They help the association or they are interneurons in between the sensory and motor neurons. I hope you understood. And these interneurons are multipolar. They also have more than one one axon and more than one dendrites. All the multipolars, all the interneurons or associate neurons, they are all like that. So this is it for today's videos, guys. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Your support really means a lot to me. Please like, share and subscribe to Shree Sisters if you understood what I'm telling, and check out my other videos too. And if you want any detailed notes on the topics I'm taking, do check out my Instagram at Shree__sisters. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.